This video shows you how to use the Tassimo Vivy coffee machine. So firstly, let's take cognizance of certain nodes, buttons and components on the machine. This button here is your status LED or brewing button. The button beneath it is your fill water tank. And the last button at the 6 o'clock position is your descaling button. To the left side of the machine is your on and off switch, power button. And now let's identify other parameters or components within the machine. Here you've got your lid, which you can open and close. And then you've got your T-disc, which is somewhat T-shaped. And that protruding bit there is your T-disc piercing unit. And when the T-disc support is taken out, you can clearly see your barcode reader, which reads the barcode on the T-disc alongside other coffee pods. To the right of the T-disc support is your T-disc reading window, which is the window or the slot where the T-disc or the coffee pod sits, so that the reader can read the barcode from the pod or the T-disc. And here you've got your beverage outlet and a splash guard which prevents brew from spilling. To the right of the machine you've got your removable water tank. And if you look closely at the scale on the tank, it's got a maximum level mark for cleaning and for brewing. It's also got a descaling mark for descaling the machine and the float at the bottom, which is the round or circular disc that you see here. Other components are your removable and height adjustable drip gate and your drip tray. So this is your drip tray, and the ones with perforated round holes is your drip gate. So it encompasses your drip gate and your drip tray, okay? To the bottom right of the machine, we've got a yellow service T-disc and a brief cleaning and descaling instruction manual, which can be saved or salvaged from the storage compartment that's at the bottom right of the machine. So do remember that the cup stand, which encompasses the drip gate and the drip tray, the removable water tank, and the beverage outlet with its detachable splash guard, as well as the T-disc support, are the removable components on the machine. The T-disc support keys in to a static rounded pivoted end which it pivots on. So it is detachable and flexible, and you can take it out if you need to give it a good clean. The next stage would be to clean the Tassimo Vivy coffee machine. So first we fill the removable water tank with water to the max level. If your tank is empty and you then switch on the Tassimo coffee machine, the fill water tank symbol or icon illuminates red, which indicates that you need to fill up the water tank with water. As soon as you fill the tank with water and insert it or install it into the machine, the red fuel water tank symbol disappears. So I will put the yellow service T disc in the T disc support and then close the lid. You can clearly see that the empty water symbol or the fuel water tank red illuminating symbol has disappeared. It is only a small coffee pod machine, but I will be getting a mug in there, for the first cleaning process. Then subsequently, press the green brewing button or the status LED button. And straight away, the cleaning process initiates. And you can clearly see from the beverage outlet, through the splash guard, that you're getting water oozing out from the outlet as opposed to beverage. And that's because we're only cleaning with the water, from the removable tank. And when it's almost done, it gets quite steamy. The green LED continues to flash after the steamy or smoke billowing. until the status or brewing LED, which flashes green, turns to solid green, as shown here. When this happens, the cleaning process is complete. You can then proceed to decant or pour out the water waste through your sink down the drain. And you can see that the flushed out water has got particles in them suggestive of debris from the machine. And in some other derisive cases, you might have detritus, in the wastewater. So by all means, get rid of it, okay? And then give your mug a good clean if you're going to brew more coffee. Your coffee machine is in need of descaling if the red descaling light on the right side of the machine illuminates red. To descale your machine, fill the water tank up to the descaling icon level with water. As previously highlighted, this machine isn't in need of descaling as the descaling icon light isn't illuminating red. If it were, we will repeat the brewing or cleaning process by tapping on the brewing button and holding it down for 5 seconds. The descaling activity or process will take about 30 minutes to complete, after which you should decant the water waste via the drain from the mug and tank. So, detach your water tank, give it a good clean, fill it up to the max level and get set for brewing using them coffee pods. Having cleaned and descaled your machine should be poised for brewing coffee. Ensure that your filling water tank is filled to the max level prior to brewing, especially if you're looking forward to brewing more coffee cups. If you haven't already, revert to the links in the description on how to clean and descale your machine. So here I will be brewing using a number or variety of coffee pods, getting a feel of what they look like visually or aesthetically and also what they taste like on the surface, as well as running through the process of brewing with the machine. So here I will be inserting the Tassimo tea disc, concentrated, ultra filtered milk preparation with sugar for the coffee based drink that we're trying to make, which is the creamy and frothy cappuccino. Having fully inserted the ultra filtered whole milk, I will press the brewing button or the status LED button to start the brewing process. And as soon as the brewing process for the whole milk is complete, the green light stops flashing and remains solid green. At this stage, take out the pierced or perforated whole milk pot out and replace it with the tea disc for the roast and ground coffee. And as you can see, it's perforated, which indicates that it's been used by the machine. So I'll be replacing it with the roast and ground coffee. Okay. And as you can see, the quantity of milk from the tea disc whole milk is the recommended volume, as is the case with any pod and the ground and roast coffee. But if you want an increased quantity, press and hold the start stop button until the required beverage quantity has been reached. But in this case, I do not desire an increased quantity, so I would not be holding on the brewing button, okay? So, I will be replicating the process for the Crema and Frothy Cappuccino, or the pod mixture of the whole milk and roast and ground coffee, as well as a variety of other hot drink pod flavors, mostly brewed in a smaller transparent cup and mug, okay? So basically, I will be replicating the process for all pod varieties and flavors, skimming through the process as earlier highlighted, at the beginning of the video. Give them pod tea disc a really good shake before inserting in the lid and closing out. So again, this is the brewing of the ultra filtered milk prep with sugar in a clear mug. And once the process is complete or the LED turns solid green, replace the milk prep pod with a tea disc, roast and ground coffee. So pretty much replicate the process step as exemplified in the milk prep. and then press the Brewing or the status LED button to brew the roast and ground coffee, the mixture, which gives a creamy and frothy cappuccino. So we're going to replicate this process for other hot drink coffee flavors. Remember to fill your water tank if you're going to be doing as many pods as I'll be doing subsequently. Doesn't matter what mug you choose to use, but I just prefer the clear or see-through glass mug, as I can see what the coffee being brewed looks like, as well as the desired quantity. So subsequently, I will be running through brewing or skimming the rest of them pods through the coffee machine in quick succession. So I will start by brewing the Jacob's Cafe Crema Intenso, which is a strong coffee with a fully flavored taste. It is pretty much intense with a bold flavor. Next on the list is the Twinings English Breakfast. It's got a robust, sharp, bold, or bitter taste to it. Has a strong smell like that which you would expect from black tea. Definitely needs some milk and sugar. Definitely want to help keep your eyes open in the morning. The next brew is the Carte Noire Espresso Latte Macchiato. It has a very nice strong taste to it, unusually because it tastes like a brewed up coffee with a lot of milk. It has a smoother and creamier texture than plain coffee and milk because it uses espresso and steamed milk on the other combination tea disc. The next coffee to be brewed is the Americano Grande, where the Grande hints on the possibility of the coffee being brewed being large. The taste is always in the pudding, so we'll be expecting, some large coffee being brewed into the mug. If you like stronger, larger coffees, then this might be the thing for you. Not too watered down and gives you a nice kick without the bitterness. The next coffee being brewed is the Jacob's Médaille. This is a well-balanced, strong and creamy coffee. If you prefer a mildly strong coffee with plenty of flavour, then this might be the one for you. As the name suggests or hints, the class of a gold medal. The next coffee to be brewed is the Twinings Green Tea and Mint. This has got a hint of a cooling, refreshing mint flavour, as well as a minute hint of pepper and sweetness. It's not strong, it's got a smooth, grassy, light, mellow and delicate feel to it. Definitely my preference. The next being brewed is the 100% Colombian. I particularly find this to be a strong dark coffee, but preference is subjective to interpretation, as what one considers strong may be perfect for another person, so it's subjective. So it is a strong dark coffee with a little froth. The next pod being brewed is the Marcilla Superior Espresso. This is a strong, intense and powerful coffee with a layer of crema. I find it to be strong, smooth, doesn't taste bitter, but again that is subjective. You can garnish with milk or honey if you so desire. The next pod being brewed is the Jacob's Espresso Classico. Definitely a strong black coffee with some medium persistent froth or foam. It's got some infusion of sweet, fruity and some bitterness in its taste. The next pod being brewed is the Carte Noire Espresso Classic. As the name hints, it's a strong black coffee. The next pod to be brewed is the Costa Espresso for Cappuccino. Given its espresso, it's not sweet at all, and it's not also too strong. The portion in the mug is quite small, and you can sweeten with sugar. The next pod being brewed is the Carte Noire Caffe Long Intense. It's got a good kick to it and no lingering dry pasty after effects. Can be quite punchy and a mild way to get you started in the morning. Brews in small portions with a mild froth. Definitely a strong coffee, mundane and nothing out of the ordinary. And that's about it really. If you found the information useful, don't forget to subscribe, like and share, help the channel grow, and hopefully catch up with you later. Goodbye.